Welcome back, everybody, to the We Don't Know Jack podcast. Here with Emily today.
Very tired.
Very tired. How
Still
was Limp
here.
Bizkit last night?
Insane. There was
Insane, I bet.
a mosh pit right next to us.
Oh, how about that?
A
Casey's
bunch
still
of
lost
drunk
over the road
people.
somewhere. I don't know where he's at. We have a huge guest today. He's a 14-time American Ninja Warrior veteran. You might know him as Captain NBC. Welcome to the show, Jamie Rahn.
Hello.
How you doing, Jamie?
Doing good. Just here with my son, so you might hear some wheeze and sounds in the background. That'd be him.
That's okay. It adds to it. We can
Yeah.
background stuff like that. How old is he now?
Turned 2 on the 4th of July.
He's 2 already?
Yeah. He's tall, but he's still only 2.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Time goes by real fast. It seems like it wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, last time, I don't know when the last time you would have seen him would have been. He was definitely maybe still crawling at that point.
Maybe it was probably a year ago last time I saw him because I was still working at Ultimate and I haven't been there in a while.
Yeah. And he only came a couple of times.
Yeah, he wasn't there much. Yeah, he was little last time.
Yeah.
I remember you guys had him like right after I quit the first time.
Yeah.
It was like I think like 3 days after I quit, you guys had him or something.
And I go, well, I got to come back and see Ziggy. So,
Yeah, he was little. He was real little.
yeah. He's growing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you're from New Jersey, correct?
Yeah, just outside of Philadelphia.
And now you somehow ended up in St. Louis.
Yeah, in Missouri. I'm over in Troy, so I guess kind of like 45 minutes from St. Louis. But
Okay.
yeah, St. Louis is just easier for people to understand than Troy because there's a Troy, Illinois, and a Troy, Missouri, and it's just too complicated for most people.
Troy's kind of out in the middle of nowhere too. There's
Yeah,
It
which
is.
kind of nice. You get some land and some quiet time, but then for the entire like 2 weeks leading up to and after the 4th of July, there's been just fireworks in people's backyards. So it's not great with a little kid, just trying to get them to sleep. But I guess it's one of just part of being in the more rural area of Missouri.
Yeah. How'd you end up here in Troy? Because that's a weird place to end up from.
Yeah, we were looking for when we were moving out here, somewhere that wasn't too far from Chesterfield, where we were going to be working, and then someplace that had a barn that I could put like my ninja stuff and start building in. Any place that had that much like land to have a barn was kind of on those outskirts, and so we just made like a big bubble, and Troy was in that bubble and found this weird house that was on the market for a while, and it was a good deal, so we went for it. And it was more house than we really kind of need, but it was a good price, and it's gone up like a lot since we bought it. So when we're ready to sell in the market makes sense, we'll make some money on the sale, which will be good. But we just put in a expensive fence on the backyard for the dogs, so we probably won't move for a couple of years at least.
Okay. The dog's behind you there. Bear behind you.
Oh yeah, yep. There's Bear. She's up there, and then you got Doogie down here, always by my feet.
Yeah, Doogie never really left your side.
No, he gets very frustrated if he has to.
Yeah, he never liked that very much.
No.
So you've been on Ninja Warrior 14 times
Well, probably like
in America?
40 or 50 times, but I've been on 14 seasons.
14 seasons.
Yeah, so if you got like episodes per season and specials and all that sort of stuff.
I feel like that's got to be close to the record.
No, there's maybe like 3 others I think that have gone a little bit longer than me, but not many.
I know. I feel like Stratus has you beat by 1.
I think me and Stratus are tied, or I might have him beat now. He
really?
He took a break for a little while. Doogie doesn't want to be pet. Doogie getting a little squirrely noises. Is it? Yeah. So Strat took a little break for a little while. Brett Sims has been doing it for a while.
He was on the old school American Ninja Challenge, like on G4.
Before it was even American Ninja Warrior.
When they would send him over to Japan.
Me and Lauren Ball are tied at this point. And then David Campbell, He's got
Yeah.
me beat as well. And then I feel like there's one more, but I could be
Flip's been on a
wrong.
lot. I don't know if he's been on that
There
many.
isn't many. We're running out of people that are. Everyone's like half my age and been training for like 2 years on the show, and then like 10 years out of the show.
These kids are incredible.
Yeah, yeah. Some of their technical stuff is just awesome.
It's insane. And we got to see a lot of them when we were working together. They were
Yeah, you
always
should
there.
see them right now. They're just so. I mean, well, with Phil, Sam, and Tyler kind of leading the pack, they're kind of some of the best in the world right now, and they're
That's
like
crazy.
leading all the kids around here. And it's getting quite intense.
It's awesome. It's really cool to
Yeah.
see. Because a lot of these kids, like I watched grow up. They were like 7, and now they're like 14.
Yeah.
And they're like, I think Phil was 12 when I met him.
No, really? I think he just
Yeah.
had his 18th birthday.
Jesus.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it sounds about right. That's crazy.
Making Jack feel old now.
Yeah, you are making me feel
Yeah.
old.
Good.
Because
You could join me.
I did that to you a lot. So
Yeah. That's all right. I know I'm getting old. Just old for ninja.
how did you get into Ninja? Because it's like when you started, it wasn't a thing. Like,
No, I had watched the Japanese version on either G4, I think.
yeah,
When I first saw it.
the old G4 network.
Yeah, before that, I watched on I think it was Spike TV.
Yeah,
The show called MXC.
yeah.
And I'd watched that with my dad, which was kind of, for those who don't know, it was another Japanese game show called Takeda's Castle, which was dubbed for English and turned into like a comedy thing. And then we watched that, and my dad found out about Ninja Warrior when it was on G4. It was like, it's like that show we watched, but they're like real athletes. And I was like, oh, that sounds really cool. And I was just blown away with it. And then saw a commercial that they were doing it in America one year, and that was a commercial for season 2. I didn't know about it before that Americans could compete. I was just so out of that whole world and understanding of TV and game shows and how all that stuff works. And so I saw a commercial for season 2, and then I applied and been going back ever since.
That's crazy.
Now we're on season 17, filming in September.
Oh, wow. They got renewed? I didn't know they got renewed.
Yeah, that's the plan. I don't know if it's going to be the same network or anything like that, but the plan is film it in September, September to October. Oh, thank you, buddy. That going on my face? Okay. Yes. I'm not sure what the format's going to be or anything like that. They just announced the season. Submission videos are due by the end of this month.
Okay.
So we probably won't know much until we get into August.
Yeah, to make sure. If it goes to a network, you're going to have to, different network, you have to change your name.
Yeah. Well, I took off the letters, so I could still be Captain NBC if I just say NBC means something different, maybe.
Yeah,
Or I'll just be Captain. I'm not going to, because I was Captain G4 originally before Captain NBC, and I don't want to go Captain, CBS or TNT or whatever and switch it around again. So I'll just be the captain.
Captain TNT has a nice ring to it.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like, that kind of sounds like a superhero. I'd
Yeah.
be fine changing it to that.
Sounds like a WWE name as well.
Yes, it does.
It does.
We talk a lot of wrestling on here, so.
No, nice. I still wear my my Captain Savage glasses I made for your going away party
Oh, yeah.
in my car. So I've got them in there. We were one of my coworkers who taught at Core Complex, who taught Ninja Jeff and Will,
Oh, yeah.
I think really young. He went and bought some Macho Man glasses for a canoe trip he was on. So we're
That's
both
awesome.
rocking Macho Man glasses.
I sent Emily the video the other day when you were dressed up as Randy Savage, and I hit you with the bat.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, that was
I'll
great.
post it probably tomorrow. I'll post it
Okay,
on
that'd
our
be a great
podcast
promo
page.
for it.
What?
That could be a great promo for this.
Oh, yeah. That's what I sent her for. I was like, I need to promote it with this.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't remember the guy's name, but there's a real tall guy standing next to you, and you're having a conversation. I go up and I whack you with the bat.
Okay, might be AJ.
No, it wasn't. I can't remember. He had a different sounding name. It wasn't a normal name.
Yeah, I know. The tall dad.
Yeah.
I forget his name. Yeah.
Nice guy.
Yes, I haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah, I haven't either. He was a nice guy.
Oh yeah, real great guy.
But yeah, Emily, this was all his idea. This was not my idea at all.
Yeah.
Jamie
For you
said,
to
"You want to
hit
hit me
him?
with a bat?" And I said, "Absolutely."
Yeah. I was like, well, we had to do some sort of stunting. Couldn't
Right.
just like do
Yeah.
some training. We had to do something with. We're all dressed up for it.
That was awesome. I had no idea they were doing that. Everybody dressed up like wrestlers on my last day when I worked there,
Yeah. I'm
and I
surprised
had
we
no.
didn't do anything off the truss onto the big pit, like
That would
off
have
the
been
top
fun.
ropes type of thing.
That would have been fun. I always wanted to do a front flip off that, but I was too scared.
Yeah.
I always wanted to do that Jeff Hardy swanton bomb off the truss, but I was too scared.
Yeah.
Do you remember when I tried to do a backflip there?
The
Do
what? Do a backflip?
you remember when I tried to do a backflip?
You told me it didn't go well
No,
the
I
first
about
time.
broke my neck.
Yeah.
What did you
There.
do?
I had a bad spotter,
Blame.
and it wasn't Jamie. Jamie tried to teach me how to do a flyaway off a bar, like a backflip off a bar. We never finished that though. But I tried to do a backflip. It wasn't him spotting me, and the guy just pancaked me, like straight on my neck. I couldn't move my neck for like 2 weeks. It hurt so bad. That was the most pain I've ever been in.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So how did you get into coaching?
Well, I was training, and then because I had some experience in competing, I started coaching others. And then I really liked the idea of breaking things down into progressions. And I like to analyze things, and I like to, problem solve different solutions of how to figure things out. And so it kind of naturally came into that coaching mindset of, okay, there's all these new skills that people just don't train or don't coach because it's just brand new. It hasn't been around long enough to have like a coaching program for. And I like the idea of how can I figure out ways to teach this, and how can I break that down to like smaller chunks? Because before I was coaching, I was a physical therapist aide. And most of our customers at the place, it was like a small little place, were mostly elderly. And so it was like, how can we, help these people get back to what they like to do, but we can't really deal with impact. We can't really like do any stuff like that. Like I always remember there was this like 90-year-old guy who wanted to get back to jump roping. And the doctor's like, I'm pretty sure that's done for you now. And he's like, no, I want to do it. I'm going to do it. So like, you have to help me figure out how to do it so I don't get hurt. And we figured out a way to like, he could use like the stepper to like jump and never leave the ground, have like the stepper stay on his foot the whole time.
Okay.
But it was cool, like trying to figure out things that didn't have a solution. You just kind of knew the starting point, the end point, and you kind of have the freedom to figure out like, how can we make this work? And then how can you make it work safely? Because you could figure out, okay, you have to do this before this, then this, like to do a backflip. For instance, like, but how can you do it safely? Like, where do you need to be to spot to make sure that like you're going to be able to hold them up? Because like, okay, you want to do a backflip, you have to go up and you have to go around in a circle. So where can I hold on to you to make sure that I've got my hands on you the whole time, as opposed to you're going to do this and I'm just going to assume you're going to do it right and that you're not going to back out of it. But you learn a lot of things of, people are going to not always commit, or they're going to get afraid, or they're going to get distracted, or it's going to feel different than they expect. So they're going to change what they're doing. And then just as a coach, you try and learn all these ways to be ready and prepare for that, and find new systems and new progressions that you can work around all those incidents and accidents that come up. So it's a really cool kind of unclaimed area of expertise that I had a little bit of training in. So I was able to kind of help start, build up progressions and coaching for ninja. And I don't think I would have coached if it wasn't for ninja or parkour, and that was the avenue. Like I played football and stuff like that, but I don't think I would have started coaching stuff like that. This just kind of fell into my lap and ended up working really good.
Do you think you're going to coach your son's little league team when he starts playing baseball or anything?
Maybe. I always thought about like the dad teaching like the kids team, I always thought was really tough because then you've got that favoritism.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, if I don't give him like favoritism, then he might get felt neglected. But then if I do give him that extra special attention, then everyone else is going to be kind of like not treated fairly.
Yeah.
And so I think I would like assistant coach, but I don't think I'd want to like head coach a thing. If it was like
coach
ninja
third base,
team
but
like
you're
that,
not him.
sure, I think that's totally fine because it's like an individualized sport.
Right.
But something like a team sport, I don't think I'd want a head coach. But I would do like, all right, I'll be the conditioning coach or the defense coach or something along those lines.
That makes sense. Do you think he's going to play sports when he gets older?
I think so. He does a lot of running and jumping right now. So he can kick the ball. He can throw the ball. I mean, he's 2, so he doesn't really catch the ball.
Right.
But yeah, he's very active and running around. Just I don't know, what avenue sport-wise is going to be. If it's going to be like skating or parkour or ninja, or if it's going to be more of a team sport like football or soccer or baseball, something like that.
The way he keeps growing, he's going to be huge.
Yeah, we're going to try him in a whole bunch of different sports. I'm sure Kim, my wife, will want him to be in basketball because she did basketball before, and I did football, so I'd like to see him in football or ninja or skateboarding or something that like, I'm familiar with that I can like impart some knowledge and be that benefit. Like baseball, I don't know much of anything in terms of baseball to help him out. So hopefully he picks something that, we know what to do. Like we'll put him in things we know. And then if he finds other things, cool, we'll put him in and he can try it.
Kim played college basketball, didn't she? Or was it just high school?
I think it was just high school. And then I think afterwards she coached the high school team when she was in college. Because I think her knees were just too damaged after that.
Oh, yeah. She's a runner too, isn't she?
Yeah, she's getting back into running.
Are you much of a runner?
Me into running too.
Oh, you're running now.
Yeah, I did some running. I did some of the Tough Mudders with her.
Oh yeah,
so like the OCR race ones that are they have a 12-hour and a 24-hour race.
Jesus.
So I did some of those. We did marathon, half marathons together, and I'm trying my first ultra marathon in September. So it's a backyard ultra. Which I thought might be easier, but I think it might be worse, where every hour on the hour, you run like 4.1 miles, and you just keep running until there's only one person left.
Why?
So you go as long as, they want. I think the record was like a couple of days.
Why? Why would anybody do that?
Absolutely not.
Nice because, like, it wouldn't be as bad to do it all in one shot. But now that I'm like training for it, I think it's worse because you don't get to go at your own pace. You're set at this like 4 mile an hour pace, which is like not enough to like stop and recover afterwards.
Right.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
So you got to run like a 10-minute mile 4 times and then rest for 20 minutes. That's it.
Yeah.
Why would you do that to yourself, Jamie?
To try it. Well, when I did the 24-hour Tough Mudder, I did 55 miles, and it was like a bunch of rain. And
you ran 55 miles?
Obstacles and hills. I was like, what? I wonder how far I could go if I didn't have to deal with all that. And so that's where that came up. And I thought it would be less aggressive, but now I kind of like the idea of like dipping in a cold ice plunge like in the middle of the race to like recover, where now I'm just going to be hot on the road. But I'm already signed up for it, so I got to do it now.
Where's it at?
I think it's in Indiana.
Okay, that's not bad.
Like a 2-3 hour drive, I think. So it's not too crazy.
That's not far. That's not bad at all.
No.
Compared to some of the ninja competitions, you got to go to North Carolina or Texas or California.
Yeah. Well, the Folsoms are doing their barn competition of their new barn. I don't know if you've heard their barn burnt down.
Yeah.
And then they had to rebuild it, but they got a new barn set up, and they're going to do a new competition. It's the same day I'm doing my race. So after my race, I'm going to come over because it's a 2-day event and kind of see how it's going and cheer them on and support them. But
when is that?
Yeah, it's nice that there's some like local events that are like challenging. Like Ultimate will throw a couple good ones on, and
Yeah.
the Barn Comp will throw some good ones on for sure. But then outside of that, you got to go like out to Modus, which is like 3 hours.
In Kansas City.
Yeah, I think it's like Lee Summit, and then the other one I forget the name of it.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I've never been there, but I've never been to any other gym other than the one we worked at.
Oh, okay.
Do you remember what I was like when I started working with you? Because we started the same day.
Yeah, and I didn't realize you were starting the same day. I
Yeah, it
think
was
you must have just been working here for a while as well.
the exact same day. I was 17. I had no idea what I was doing. It was like my first real job, and I was
That was your
not
first
very
real
smart.
job?
It
Nice.
was my first like real job. I umpired baseball for years, but this was like the first real
Right.
job I ever had, and I had no idea what I was doing.
Yeah. I don't remember like our first interactions. I remember working with you throughout kind of our career. And I think you picked it up fairly quickly, or at least you were, maybe it came from like your umpiring background and your sports background that you kind of understood how like to work with kids and work with like a team and stuff like that. And that was,
Yeah.
easy to pick up on, which is a big part of coaching is being able to communicate with your students.
It definitely took me a while to figure out how to communicate that without screaming at people.
Yeah.
And I
You
definitely
have to
did at the
control the
start.
anger.
I definitely did yell at people a lot more than I should have at the start. And then by the end, I was too scared to even yell at people. Not scared,
Why
but
were you
like,
scared to yell at people?
that's the wrong word. I would yell at people, but it would be nowhere near the same I would do it before. And
Yeah.
I would let people get away with way too much at the end. I don't know why. It's just,
Just too, I guess, kind of passive.
yeah, I think I got too much of a hard ass at one point.
Yeah.
And so I didn't like that. So I went the other direction and then I got too soft at the end. And then,
Got walked over.
yep. And then I didn't
Yeah.
put up with that anymore. Then I
Yeah.
had enough.
That happens.
Jackson anger management now, so you're better.
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah.
Well, that's
You
news to
haven't
me.
yelled at me yet.
Well, that's good.
I haven't had a reason to yell at you.
Good.
I'll yell at other people. I don't mind yelling at people.
I don't think I've been yelled at by you.
I've never had a reason to yell at you.
I think I was also your boss, so that wouldn't have been a good reason.
There would have really had to been something. You were my boss for me to yell at you.
Yeah. I'm pretty good at not pissing people off too much.
Yeah, you never really gave me a reason. I gave you plenty of reasons to yell at you. And you never did. I remember when
Yeah.
like you would tell me, he would tell me, Emily, we would set up obstacles and stuff, and he would say, put this box in this exact spot. And he would tell me the exact spot, and I put it 4 feet in the wrong place.
Oh yeah. Like put this facing this direction on this side. Oh, thank you, buddy. And I'd be like, okay, cool. And then set up, and then like there'd be some gap in communication, and it'd be like on its side, and I'd be like, it's like, cool, thanks for bringing it over there, but we're gonna put it this way now, so that it's set up in this situation.
It wasn't like I did it on purpose either. Like I would listen and I would do it, and I thought I did it right, and then I never did, ever.
Yeah. Well, that's
And
why I wouldn't be mad at you.
because you knew I was trying. I wasn't trying to be
Right.
an idiot. It got really bad with after you left and I came back. It got really bad with some of the stuff Aiden would tell me to do, and it would just be completely upside down.
Yeah.
But he puts on some good competitions there. I went by the last one in February, I think.
Yeah.
They're different than yours, but yours were like ridiculous sometimes.
Yeah, I like to make mine more
Impossible.
definitely like hard to finish. But then I also I kind of fell a lot into that like themed competition brain set of like, how can I make this look like a spider? Like how can I turn this into like a caterpillar? Like, okay, these obstacles look like bugs. The whole thing has to be bug oriented now. And like just wanted to make it like a fun thing for like kids, and then make it like near possible to challenge to like humble everyone too.
The one I remember the best of being insane, do you remember we did a skills competition one day and a course run the day before?
Yeah.
And like that was all the grades, like, all the like the kids that were about to blow up were there.
Oh yeah.
It was like young Caden, young Vance, multiple like winners. Before Bergstrom blew up, it was all these guys before they were big.
Is that when we originally had the guillotine? When we put that obstacle up? Because we had a picture with everyone hanging on it.
Yeah, which one was the
I
guillotine?
think like Jake Murray was there that time.
No, that was UNX, I think.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Yeah. Okay.
And that one was crazy. That was the first time I think like the big names started coming out. But the one
Yeah,
at
that had
that
a similar group of kids.
it would have I think it would have been the next year. Jake Murray wasn't
Okay.
there, but it was the most insane course I'd ever seen. You had the peg balls
Yeah.
on there, and
Oh yeah, I love those things.
nobody even got to the peg balls.
Yeah, was that the one that had the vertical limit in it?
No, that was the first NNL.
Okay.
That was the one Donovan cleared.
Yeah, where he kind of did like the I'm gonna kind of like he. I'm so glad he cleared because if he didn't, everyone's gonna try and cheat it and race to that last bit. Because
Yep.
he cleared it, then if anyone wanted to win, they had to actually put in the effort. So it's like, oh, Donovan, you're my man now. You're making everyone have to work for it.
I remember when we were testing it, you had talked about how nobody had ever cleared one of your courses, and then
Yeah.
the first guy that ran it cleared it.
Yeah, it made me worried immediately. I was like, "Uh-oh, it's gonna be tough." But then they pushed through. But yeah, he was the first, and I was super proud of him.
He's a cool guy. Donovan, what's his last name?
Matoyer.
Matoyer. He's the guy on TV that wears a suit.
Oh yeah, the classy
He's a
ninja.
classy ninja. So we are. It looks like we need to take a break here because of Zoom. So can you
Okay,
hop right? We're gonna pause the recording. Can you hop right back on?
cool.
All right, let's stop the recording. All right, we're back. One day I'll just play for Zoom Premium, but not today.
Mhm.
So, Jamie, the big thing that was really cool with the Ninja Warrior world was the community. And
Yeah,
you're pretty big in the community. Everybody knows you. You're definitely the most recognizable person from the TV show. Anywhere you go,
yeah.
people recognize you. Who's this
Can't
green
imagine
hair?
why.
We were at
Yeah,
Home Depot one time, and I said, "How often do you get recognized?" He goes, "Oh, hardly ever." He took his hat off. 6 people come running over
yeah,
within 10 seconds. And it was like, how did that happen?
yeah.
But what do you think about the ninja community and how great it is and all that?
I think it's fantastic. It's definitely changing because now it's so much bigger, and a lot of them are kind of growing up with the new format of the show.
Yeah.
Which is you now have head-to-head racing as a big part of it. And so it's not only you versus the course, so you now kind of have to race against someone to make it on the next level, which is not something I really love, but it's just kind of part of where the show's evolving to. And the community is still super communal and wants to support everyone, and everyone wants to see everyone do awesome. Which is cool that it started that way because the head-to-head racing, it's still not at that level that you can see like other sports of like I'm versus them. It's just like I've got on blinders. They're no longer my friend. I'm in like death mode. It's like, hey, I'm in game mode, but like if I fall or something, I'm immediately like connected to cheering them on. And if I make it through and they are struggling, I'm still going to go and support them. It's none of that like cutthroatness that I would have expected it to kind of get to, which I'm glad that it's not. But it's always just been this supportive group of people because we know how difficult the obstacles are and how challenging everything gets made, and that's kind of like the draw of it. But it's also that's where those big awesome moments that everyone loves to see of someone overcoming. Like I think I've told you this before that I'd much rather see someone who's like struggling their hardest and just barely make it, or even not make it, than I would to see someone make it look super easy. As
Yeah.
cool as it is to see someone just like make it easy, I'd much rather see someone like really push hard and like just make it, or almost miss it, and that type of stuff.
That kind of you can kind of tell that by the courses you build because they're not speed courses.
Yeah.
Nobody flies through your stuff.
Come down, Bear Bear. Yeah, that definitely goes hand in hand with my course design.
What's with those courses? What's your favorite obstacle you built? Because I have a favorite of your courses. I have a favorite like
There's a
specific
bunch of
obstacle.
different ones that I like. I think the one I'm most proud of is the cannonball pegs, because that was original design that hadn't been kind of made yet, and it was quite difficult. But I do like just some weird obstacles that I've put together. That's just kind of like a weird combination or different variations of things. But I think I like the the cannonball pegs the most, and those ended up getting made into a product people can actually go and buy. I'm curious what your favorite one is.
Well, before we get to that, do you get
Is it the one that's your least favorite one? That you're
No, I hate that thing.
Your least favorite one is.
Yeah, what is my least favorite?
Your least favorite one is the coffin.
I hate that so much. You want to
That
tell?
was in like every other competition too.
You want to explain those?
Yeah, so it would be some sort of pad on rollers that you would jump or swing or run onto that would then slide across or tip and slide that you'd have to ride and then jump off of. And oh, yeah, you hated those so much.
That sounds fun. How can
It
you
could
hate
be
that?
fun. It could also be like a big fall to your back and be out of the competition.
Yeah.
But it was always falling onto the pad, so you weren't going to get like the wind knocked out of you. But it was definitely a fun one if you got it right or knew how to skateboard a little bit.
It was terrible. And
Jackson didn't do well.
no, the first big competition we had was at UNX one, and
Yeah.
you let me do a fun run at the end, and I somehow got farther than Tyler Smith because I cleared that thing.
Yeah.
The only time I ever cleared it. Tyler Smith is top 5 in the world. Like, this kid is incredible, and I beat him in a competition.
Yeah. Sometimes that's what I like about it. Just humble pie. Every time you get up there, you may not always be able to perform at your best because the obstacles are going to be tricky and different.
Here's the thing. I got to test it 4 or 5 times. He didn't. So.
Yeah, that's true.
No, my favorite far and away is the bar maze.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
That
I
thing
didn't
was so
create
cool.
that one, though. That was originally Ninja Logic, and I think it was Pennsylvania.
But that was
They
a
had
big
one,
one.
and I remade it, the bar maze in our gym, which, yeah.
I hated resetting that thing.
Yeah,
That was a nightmare because it would get stuck.
all the way up and back.
There was a lip in it, and you have to get the bar over it, but the bar would get stuck in it all the time.
Yeah, because it would go sideways.
Yeah, and somebody would have to climb
Yeah.
up there and get it down.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out a good way to keep it from jamming. That was a bummer about it because you could also cheat the obstacle by jamming it on purpose
Yeah,
so that it like wouldn't, slide on you once you got there. But yeah, I didn't like that it would jam. That's kind of a downside of designing your own stuff is you run into issues like that.
that thing was up for a long time too. We had that thing set for almost a year probably. But
it was difficult, so people needed to practice it.
Do you remember how hard that was to put up there?
Yeah, I think it was like 3 or 4 of us.
It was like 6 of us.
Yeah,
And we were all standing on that green balance tank,
yeah.
and there was no room for anybody. And we finally got it up, and it was, I think Swanson was there helping. And
Yeah, Ethan was there. Yeah, it was a heavy one. Is like I was finalizing it like on all things like the week before. I was like, all right, we got like to get it up tonight. And I was like, well, I've got backups if this doesn't work for whatever reason because I couldn't test it because putting it up there is a big thing. So put it up, and if it works, awesome. If it doesn't work, I got a backup plan, but it's not going to be great. So I'm really glad that it did work. But yeah, we needed a team of people to get that thing up. It was heavy. It was a full 4x8 sheet of plywood, 3 on both sides, plus 2x4s in the middle, and then I think that was the majority of it. Oh, and then they had the pipes clamped up the ends of it too. So you had the aluminum pipes. So it had some good weight to it, probably a couple 100 pounds.
I think we had the strap on it too, the ratchet strap on there.
Definitely put the ratchet strap on to help. It's definitely a good safety thing to put a ratchet strap on anything you're lifting up that's big and heavy. You don't want it to fall on anyone.
That thing was a nightmare to get up. And your buddy Swanson, he still doesn't like me.
No? You gotta hang out with him then.
He wouldn't even give me the time of day.
Yeah. Well, it was a competition.
This guy, Emily, is a pretty big stunt guy on YouTube. He's got some video with like 10 million views of him jumping off a roof.
Oh, wow.
And
if you've seen the video, you probably know the video, but not him. I knew the video before I knew him as well. He like runs and jumps off like a roof to the other side of the downside of the pitch of the roof. And baseball slides down that off to a spiral staircase on another building on the other side. It looks like a stunt in a movie. that he just kind of found in like I guess it was in Chicago area and
Yeah.
trained set up in the gym and made it happen and just crazy awesome jump video that he made
I'll
that
send you
just
the
went
video.
super viral.
You've probably seen it, but that guy does not like me at all.
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen it.
You definitely have, but he is not a fan of me, which I find kind of funny. I didn't do anything to him, but
Can't tell you why.
So, Jamie, one of the big segments we like to do, we like to talk about food here. And I say we
Okay.
like to call it the Taste of 314. We've been slacking on this, Emily. We haven't done this one in like a month.
I know we haven't had new guests.
Yeah, everybody we've had on has been on. We have kind of a
Okay.
rotating door of like a third and fourth co-host that are sometimes here, that sometimes aren't.
Yeah.
But yeah, today we don't. It's just the two of us.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to let Emily take this one.
Sure.
Okay.
There are
So
right
what do I
answers,
need to do?
by the way.
We're gonna blind rank 5 St. Louis foods. So I'm gonna tell you a food, and you have to say where you would put it on a list of your favorite being 1 and 5 being your least favorite.
All right. So 1 to 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna start off with Ted Drew's.
With what now?
Ted
Ted Drew's.
Drew's.
Oh, I have not had Ted Drew's.
I told you
So
he was
that
different.
would be
Maybe 5.
It's an ice cream though.
Yeah.
So I'm probably gonna give it, from what it looks like, I would put it at a 2.
Okay.
But I've never had it, but I've been jonesing for it, so I feel like it's either really good marketing or the food just looks really good.
It
Yeah.
really is good, guys.
It is good. Next, we have toasted ravioli.
Ooh, toasted wraps are gonna be a 1.
Good
I
answer.
actually have some in the freezer that I snack on every now and again.
They're so
But
good.
yeah, my wife convinced me to try them once on one of our dates, and I really like them. So yeah, we'll put them up there.
They don't have that other places. That's just here.
Yeah, which I was surprised
Wow.
about.
Next,
All right.
we have gooey butter.
That's gonna be like a 4.
What?
I'm not a big fan of it.
I
Yeah.
knew Jack would lose it.
Jamie, that's like the whole concept of this show is gooey butter cookies.
Gooey butter cookies.
Yeah.
You're not even eating any.
What?
I said you're not even eating any right now.
I'm on a diet right now.
Oh, okay.
But once he ends the diet, that's gonna be the new diet is just gooey
Yeah.
butter.
Hey, I lost 20 pounds
Nice job.
down to 200.
Woot woot.
I got real heavy out of nowhere.
Yeah. What'd you top out at?
220.
Okay.
You remember, I was 135 pounds when I started working with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, yeah. So we're going to fix that. We're going to get back down. But,
Do it. You're on your way.
I'm trying.
Next, we have pork steak.
What steak?
Pork steak.
I don't think I've had that.
What?
I
Yeah.
also haven't had it, but that's
What?
one. Jack, you know this.
I did not know that.
Mhm.
You think I would've
Go back
jumped out
and
of-
listen to episode 1.
Be careful.
How have you never had pork steak?
I
Which
prefer
one?
regular.
Either one
Yeah.
of you two.
I mean, I've had them both separate. just not pork and steak version.
It's amazing,
I'd
Jamie.
give it maybe let's give it a 3 because it is meat,
Okay.
and meat's usually a pretty high up on the list. But I never tried it, so we're gonna kind of give it a middle of the road.
All
The
right.
last one is St. Louis style pizza.
Oh, so what do you consider St. Louis style pizzas? Is
Provel cheese.
Provel cheese part of it?
Yes.
Yeah.
5, and
Okay.
I don't take that back at all. I'm not a fan of the Provel cheese. I love my cheddar, my Swiss and everything, but yeah, I'm not a fan of the Provel.
I love Provel.
Oh,
You ever
poor
had
taste bud.
so we got toasted ravioli at 1, gooey butter
Yeah.
at 2, or not gooey butter 2. Ted Drew's at 2.
Ted
Ted
Drew's.
Drew's.
Pork steak at 3, gooey butter
Pork
at
steak
4.
at 3, Goo Butter 4, and then Provel cheese at 5. Did I get 1 on every number? That worked out pretty nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you did do pretty good there.
Nice.
What
I didn't
is
know that it was going to work out that way.
So you might be the pickiest eater I've ever met.
Yeah.
What is your favorite food?
I guess it depends on the mood I'm in. I love bacon. Also, I think my favorite like meal is probably pork parmesan.
What?
If I or no pork parmesan from like a Brazilian steakhouse, or it is lamb, like really like gamey lamb. I like,
Okay.
but then on the other side of the spectrum, if it's made right, I like uh, bacon wrapped rice balls.
What?
That just yeah, those are like oh so good.
I've never had any of that.
I'm very picky, but I think the things I like the most are the weird things. Like I also love hodoka, which I don't know if I ever had you try when I was working at Ultimate with you. It's that giant yellow ball of goo that's made of like egg. It looks like a
Egg,
block
milk,
of cheese.
It's egg, milk, sugar.
Yeah, it's just like egg, milk, sugar, and just congeals, and then it's like an Easter treat. So I'd only
Okay.
have it around Easter
You
when my
definitely did make
in-laws
me
make
try.
it. But it tastes like one of those Spanish pancakes, that like dessert type thing.
A what?
So like a Spanish pancake or like a cold omelet.
Never heard of any of that.
Oh, yeah. Well, imagine a cold omelet that tastes like a dessert.
Okay.
That's the best way to describe it, but it tastes better than you think it's going to by that description.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it's what is it?
I think
What's the ethnicity of it?
that it's Czech.
We think that it might be a Czech dish, but
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
We
I-
could be wrong.
Either that or Polish.
Yeah, I always just say it's Polish, but
I don't know a lot of the foreign cuisine food. I know like
Yeah.
Italian and American. I've been told I'm very white when it comes to food. So
yeah,
I can't do spice. I can't do weird stuff. I don't really like Chinese food. I don't like Thai food.
yeah. I mean, I don't like much of that either, especially when it comes to crazy spices.
I can't do heat.
I like things pretty simple. No.
Emily,
If
are you a
it's-
spice fan?
No, I can't do like really hot food. I can't do that. Like Mexican food I can do, but most of the time it's not that hot. At least
Sure.
the places I go. But like hot sauce I don't touch.
It's
Same.
more my stomach. I can't handle it.
Okay. I mean,
Right.
that could be understandable.
I mean,
I
my
avoided
stomach-
hot stuff for a while just because I get headaches. But then I started getting
From hot
into
sauce?
salsa, just hot stuff in general.
Okay.
Like it would
Interesting.
be too much for me to like handle whatever the chemical is, or yeah. But I started getting into salsas, and that's kind of like the spices I get is like a salsa.
I'm not hot salsa is not really my. I like just mild, cool salsa. I used to love hot foods, but I can't do it anymore.
Yeah, too much.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it just doesn't make me feel good.
Yeah, fair enough.
I feel like sometimes it gives me heartburn too,
Yeah,
and there's nothing worse than heartburn.
Yeah,
Heart
take
attack.
a Pepsid.
I do. Well, heart attack, yeah. No, I take prescription heartburn medicine because my heartburn is so bad.
Do you really?
Oh
Yeah.
my
Oh,
god.
geez.
You didn't know that?
No.
I
Have
take
you been taking it?
I take omeprazole every morning.
For how long?
Years.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, 3 or 4 years I've been taking it.
Wow. Did not
And
know.
if I don't take it, even like once or twice, I get really, really bad heartburn. Because I eat
Well,
so much
at least
stuff
you
with
found a
so much.
medication for it. That
What?
sucks. So I'm glad you found a medication for it.
Oh, it's great. It does. It,
Yeah.
it works. It's a miracle.
I do.
Makes me feel good. I can eat whatever
Yeah.
I want. I was eating so much. I mean, you know I can eat. You've seen me eat an ungodly amount of food.
Yeah.
Oh
You
yeah.
can-
You both have. There was a day I had a buy one get one free thing at Cane's,
Yeah.
and I ate all that. It was 2 box combos.
Okay.
I had 3 McChickens before I got there. This was 2 hours later,
Yeah.
and you gave me some chicken. Had some kind of weird gas station chicken that was pretty good.
Weird gas station chicken.
And I ate all.
That doesn't sound good when you call it gas station chicken.
Yeah.
It was.
Well, people call Wawa gas station food, but they're wrong. So I understand.
So I went to Wawa. I think I told you about this.
Yeah.
I was
They
so
did you dirty.
disappointed by the milkshake that I got.
Yeah.
It sounded awesome. It was like this fancy milkshake with all kinds of fun stuff in it. It was terrible.
Whoopsie.
But I
Yeah.
guess I
Well, I don't
didn't.
know what to tell you. They must have gotten a rare case. Well, you went you went to a Florida one?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Florida must still be getting with it because they're new to the Wawa world.
So I'm gonna be down there again next week. There's a Wawa right by where we stay.
Nice.
What do I get?
They just opened a drive-through Wawa in Florida.
A drive-through Wawa.
Yeah.
Emily, have you ever heard of Wawa?
I've heard of it. I've never been to one. Though.
Okay. So we got to make it up, Jamie. What do I get this time?
They just started pizza, but you may not like it because you like the Prevel.
I mean, I like regular pizza too.
I like their like chicken steak and beefsteak sandwiches. Those like cheesesteak, but without that. And then their Sizzlies is like my go-to all the time.
What?
Sizzly, it's like an egg breakfast sandwich.
Egg, right? Okay.
So I get a croissant with egg and bacon. They make them with cheese, but I just ask them to make me one without cheese when I get to the counter, and they'll make it for you. So they're pretty good.
You not a cheese guy in your sandwich?
Nope, I'm not a cheese guy for most things, unless front flip. But there we are. Yeah, I'm not a cheese guy for most things. If it's melted, usually I think it's just overdone in the food, so I'd rather just have it without it than have too much of it. I really only do melted cheese on pizza and sometimes on a burger, but most times I won't do it on a burger either. It'll just be pizza.
What about like queso? Do you like queso?
No, not a fan of queso.
Really?
Yeah.
Between the cheese and gooey butter, I don't know how Jack's feeling right now.
I'm not feeling too good. Thought we were friends, Jamie. What's up with that? You're not eating anything good?
You get to eat all of it for yourself whenever we go out somewhere.
I remember a Christmas party one year. I made Rotel, and everybody was talking about how good it was, and you wouldn't touch it.
Yeah, no.
You said, "What is it?" And I said, "Shut up and eat it. It's good." And you said, "I'm good."
Gonna be good.
That was so. You like Rotel, Emily?
Yeah, I've had it a few times.
It's so good. I
like
love
it.
Rotel. Rotel, and you can put it on anything. Like,
Yeah.
you take a nice turkey sandwich and you cover it in Rotel. It's so good.
I've never had it on a turkey sandwich.
Well, you got to try that out. It's pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if you make it again, I'll try it.
Okay, I'll make it again.
Okay.
But I like to do with my sandwiches. I like my perfect sandwich lately has been 2 pieces of bread, turkey, salami, and queso cheese.
Okay.
Queso blanco cheese. And it's so good. It's so good. Even
I've been doing turkey and cheddar cheese for my sandwiches.
Okay. What kind of turkey?
It's like the peppered turkey you get at Walmart. It's like in the free deli thing. Yeah, it's got like pepper mixed in on it. It's nice.
Okay.
Got enough of like a little flavor to it, but I feel like I don't need to eat too much of it. That's like the one thing I'll like about flavor and spice. If it's at the right level, it's enough to like keep me from overeating because I'm getting like so much flavor, so much whatever it is. So I get a little bit of the pepper, and then I put in some shredded cheddar cheese because for whatever reason I don't like the sliced. I like the shredded better in the sandwich, even though it's messy.
That sounds
and
like
then
you.
just some toasted bread, yeah.
Toasted bread, okay.
I don't like when cheese gets melted. I don't know. It's a weird texture thing, I guess.
Do you like Subway or Jimmy John's better?
Jimmy John's.
That's the wrong answer.
I gotta go Subway.
Subway. Because Subway, here's why. And here's the only reason it tops out. They toast it. Jimmy John's doesn't.
That is true. And Jimmy John's doesn't have like chicken, I think it is.
Really?
They don't have like one very basic ingredient that they should have. But I think overall, I just like the way their sandwiches taste.
Jimmy John's, it's not bad. It's not. Like, if I'm going to have a cold sandwich like that, I'm going to have a cold sandwich out of the fridge.
Yeah.
But Subway's turkey is just so good.
It is good.
You can't top it.
I don't like the breads as much.
What?
I don't like their rolls, I think it is.
Okay, that makes sense. What is the best sandwich you've ever had?
That would be corned beef and rye at a Jewish deli in New York or Philadelphia. I
Okay,
think it was in Philadelphia.
you had that on like the top of your mind.
Yeah, it's like this thick of
Jesus.
roast of corned beef on like two slices of rye bread. It's just so much meat and so like fresh and good, and it's amazing.
That sounds
If you
pretty.
never had corned beef at a Jewish deli, you got to go check it out.
I've never had corned beef or been to a Jewish deli.
There you go. Next time you go to the East Coast and you find a Jewish deli, you must order a corned beef sandwich.
I've been to the East Coast once. We went to Boston a couple years ago.
Okay.
It was fun. Emily, what's your perfect sandwich? Or your
Oh, I
best
don't
sandwich you
know.
ever had?
My grandma makes it. Does a grilled cheese count as like a sandwich, even though it's just cheese?
Yeah, mine's just meat.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Well, then, yeah. My mom or my grandma makes a really good grilled cheese. I don't know what she like. I haven't seen her make it or have it in a long time,
Mm.
so I don't know what she does different. But it just tastes really different and better than anytime I try and make it.
Yeah, the homemade one's always the best.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The
So what's
best
yours,
sandwich,
Jackson?
I think it's not even close. There's a place called Paschetti's. There's one in South County, there's one in Fenton, and
Mhm.
they got a chicken parm sandwich. And it
Okay.
is amazing. It is
Is
the
it
best
toasted
sandwich I've
sandwich?
ever. What?
Is it a toasted sandwich?
I think so.
Okay.
I don't know. It's a good question. Never thought about it. It's just their bread over
It's
there at
just too good
Paschetti's.
to you for even recognize what it is.
It's it's phenomenal. Have you had it, Emily?
No, I don't know if I've been to Paschetti's.
We're gonna have to
If I
change that
ha
at some point.
if I have, I
Yeah.
was little. I don't remember it.
Well, next time you're out here,
Okay.
it's like there's one like 10 minutes from my house.
Are you
Oh,
paying though?
Hmm.
I'm the cheap one here. What do you mean? Am I paying?
I'm the
You're the
cheap
one
one.
introducing it.
Yeah, okay, mate. We'll see. Jamie, I've gotten really good at getting food for cheaper than it's supposed to be,
Okay.
and I've kind
You're
of
not pulling
figured out
scams, are you?
what.
I said you're not pulling scams at the restaurants, are you?
No, people just seem to like me.
That's good.
Have you heard of High Point
What is High Point?
Burger Place?
Yes. Yeah.
I work right next door to High Point,
Okay.
and the GM over there really likes me. I haven't paid when he's there. I don't pay for burgers. He comes them
Nice.
for me. He's a nice man. Or like I hosted trivia night the other night at JP's,
Yeah.
the bar I go to a lot, and they give you $20 and free drinks.
Okay.
I made that $20 last for a while, and my friend had the $20, and I took hers, and it was great. I had $40 worth of food. Then I
Yeah.
had like a free appetizer thing that I don't know where I got. And one of the girls at work, she goes, "You really don't pay for stuff, do you?" I was like, "Yeah."
Nice.
Or like
Hi,
I
Ziggy.
make sure I get like the half price stuff at happy hour or the late night
Yeah.
stuff. I found
Get
out
all
a
the
system.
deals.
Yeah, I figured it out, and it's not. I didn't scam anything, but
Good.
or like you become friends with the employees somewhere,
Yeah.
and you
Oh,
split
that's
the
definitely
food.
helpful, especially if you go often enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you split like a pizza with one of the employees, so it's already half off.
Yeah. That's a good deal. Just
I've only
start
done that
split
once.
your food with them.
I've only done that once. They think I do that. I won't do that. That's kind of, but yeah. So last couple of things to talk about. It's
Sure.
gave me that timer. I guess we get about 7 minutes on here. But
Okay.
you've gone all over the world from Ninja, correct?
Not all of it, but several countries yet.
You've been to Japan. You competed on Sasuke in Japan.
Yeah. Japan, Germany, Vietnam, and the US.
Okay. How did that come about? How did you get to compete on Sasuke? Because that's like the big show over there. That's
Yeah.
where it started.
I mean, I think that was a culmination of like my entire career of doing really well in American Ninja Warrior. And when the Japanese competitors came over to America, I got kind of on their radar. I didn't get to compete against them, but I got on their radar just from my regular season. And the producer of that show in TBS, the Tokyo Broadcasting System, they recognized me, and got to introduce myself to them, and then got to go to Vietnam, which is just kind of a pay your own way thing and submit. And I was able to go there and did well enough there and got to compete against international teams as well there, and got the same producers got to see me compete there. So after a couple of years seeing me perform well, and I think, having that recognizability as Captain NBC helped a lot as well. That when the new Japan came up, I'd always ask them like, hey, good luck on your next season coming up. I hope things go great. Love to come out and, try it one day, or, cheer them on if you allow spectators, and just always showing my interest in it. And then eventually got the invitation to go out and do it, which was just so awesome. And I got to bring Kim out there, and she got to be there with me, which is super cool. Spent a little bit of time in Japan, and then got to live out a dream. Failed miserably at it, but still got to live out a dream, and then hopefully can get my redemption sometime in the near future before I get too old to give it another go.
They had some older competitors over there. Yeah, I mean, you're not old, but like they have guys competing in their 40s and 50s.
Oh yeah. I mean, like Nagano's got to be getting older at this point, and Mr. Sasuke. Easy there, Ziggy. James just whipping around the dog collars. Yeah, they're getting there. I mean, we've got some grandpas here in the States that are, or they're just muscle bound maniacs, but we're getting there.
How did you do? I remember watching it, but I don't remember how you did.
I failed like the end of like a 2-part obstacle. I landed on the landing platform from a spinning barrel, and it was on stage 1. So like it's a flat to like a big curved pad, and I landed on it, and I didn't think about the way I landed, or I didn't jump far enough. And so I landed in like squat position, but because I didn't have the hip mobility or jump far enough, I immediately started falling backwards into it. And so the only thing I could do was I just extended my legs, and just fell straight back into the water. Where like in hindsight, you think, oh, if I only thought quick enough to turn around and jump back to the other part of the obstacle, and then jump back again, I could have had a shot. But in my head, I was like, oh, I'm falling. I already ruined it. I missed it. I was just like in my head that I had ruined my chance. That I didn't even think about, the way to save it. I just thought it was immediately done. Even though I seen someone do that a year prior, it didn't even cross my mind in the moment. But yeah, it was like second obstacle of stage 1. So it was like super early on in the course, which is a bummer. But the producer was really nice, and saying it's not always how we do. It's kind of like who you are in the show, which is nice. And I was like, hey, sorry I let you down. I came out here on an invite and didn't perform really well. So it was nice about it, and hopefully I can go back and get redemption at some point. Definitely at least on that obstacle, and maybe the whole stage. That'd
be pretty cool. They're big on like characters over there too, and you kind of fit the definition of a gimmick on there.
Yeah, it's true. The one thing I did not realize until the day of is I had to cover my tattoos, because that still kind of seemed like a criminal thing over there.
Really?
So, yeah, I had to wear a long sleeve shirt at the last minute to cover up my tattoos on my arms. So if I do go back, I'd probably prepare a little bit more of like an arm sleeve, something thin that I could just, slip over and rock and roll that way.
You are covered in tattoos. You have a lot of tattoos.
Yeah. From kind of like elbows to knees.
Yeah, you have a lot. Don't you have like a Pokemon somewhere?
I've got a Psyduck. And then I've got Plucky Duck. I was going to get a Squirtle when my son was born, but never made it around to that because that got expensive.
Yeah, tattoos are not cheap, and they hurt, I'd imagine.
Yeah. If they're cheap, they're probably not going to turn out well, and if you want them really well, they're not going to be very cheap.
That's what I've heard. You pay for quality with tattoos. Don't get bad ones.
Yep, it's expensive.
Well, Jamie, we thank you for coming on. We've been trying to set this up for a while. It just never worked out right time-wise, but Glad you could come on today. We had a lot of fun talking to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
You are definitely the most famous guest we've had on. So
Yeah.
you beat out
Keep getting
just
more and
by a
more.
little bit. It's close, social media wise. You beat out Learn from Keishi and The Point just by a little bit.
No, nice.
So thanks for coming on today. We had a lot of fun. Coming up, we'll have another episode posted. I want to say Tuesday. We're gonna record it.
Tuesday.
We're gonna record it
Okay.
before it's gonna come out Tuesday. This episode will be out within like the hour.
Oh, nice. You got a quick turnaround.
Oh yeah, we should have it up by about 6:00 as long as my computer cooperates.
Cool. Make sure you put that clip of me getting hit with a baseball bat.
Oh, absolutely. I'll post that.
We will.
That'll be up probably
Excellent.
tomorrow.
Awesome. Well,
Soon
great
as
seeing you
gotten
again. Great to meet you too, Emily.
Thanks
Nice
for coming on,
meeting you.
Jamie. We had fun. We'll see y'all next time.
All righty. See you later.